Thank you for joining me on this episode of Highway Spec. My name is Trent. We're going to jump right into it and spec out the new Morgan Super 3. Morgan Motors has a long history and they've done some really interesting things like wood-framed cars. However, this Morgan Super 3 is something I'm really excited about. This harkens back to the Morgan three-wheeler that previously was available in the United States, but this is a little bit of a different take. It is registered as a motorcycle and does feature a 1.5 liter three-cylinder motor, making just 118 horsepower. However, it still does 0 to 60 in 7 seconds because it is a very lightweight small vehicle. It weighs just 1,400 pounds. Now you think these are not crazy specs, and you would be right. This isn't a supercar in any stretch of the imagination. However, it is an experience. When I had a first generation Dodge Viper, I described it to people as a motor very crudely bolted to some wheels, and this kind of gives you the same feeling. It is basically a motor bolted to some wheels. You're exposed to the elements, and that makes it all the more fun.
It's fun. It's fun.
So if I were in a position to add another vehicle to the fleet and had storage for it, I would really consider the Morgan Super 3. This thing is outright cool. So let's go ahead and configure one up. Here we go, the Morgan Super 3, starting at $53,937. That is not a small amount. However, there is a lot of car here for the money. So personally, what I want to do is I want to go with something that is a little bit understated, but harkens back to the heritage. So first off, I think I am going to select black and go with a matte finish. And I know matte black is kind of out of style at this point in time, but personally, I think it's going to look pretty cool on this. And here's something I love. You can do a side blade in a contrasting color, and we are definitely going to do that. All right, really subtly going for the metallic black on the side blade here. Next up is the wheels, and I think this is where it can really make or break the vehicle. Unfortunately, right there, you've got what would be a gold wheel, and I think that would actually look really nice. So maybe we go back and put this in on there, matching the side blade to those wheels. I think that looks pretty sharp. Okay, I ended up settling on white gold metallic. I think this will look really sharp on the side of it. Let's go ahead and take a look at what some of the other things we can do to this on the outside is. Now on the cowl, we can do something a little bit different if we wanted to. So here we could do a metallic black if we wanted, or there's Midas gold, which is quite bold. Of course, we could keep it the factory color. However, to make it matte, we have to add another $231. Structural castings, we will darken those up to dark gray for another $700. And then here we go, we've got the graphics. I do like the matte black graphics here, showing part of the Union Jack there, harkening back to its heritage. I do like the matte gold. However, it doesn't quite match the other things I'm going with here. So the roll cage is going to be black, mirrors are going to be black, no extra badges there. Now the tailpipe, I think we're going to go with the standard polished tip. However, we are going to make it the sports exhaust system because why not?
Yeah! Why not?
Now I do want to upgrade the lighting to LEDs just for a better look and also a little bit more of a modern look, saying that maybe this is more Restomod than it is an original Morgan three-wheeler. All right, here we go into the interior, and this is where I'm going to throw it back a little bit and go with an actual leather. And personally, I love this tan. Going with the black on the tan with a little bit of those gold accents, I personally think looks very nice. We are going to add the vertical pleated stitching and make sure those seats are heated, which is actually an option on this. Do want to do the contrasting stitching, going with the black stitching just to give it a little bit more of a unique look and match the exterior. Now you can do lots of different things with this interior. However, I'm going to stick with some rubber floor mats to kind of help it get a little bit more sound deadening in there, which it's really not going to do much, but keeps my feet from slipping if they get wet. Lots of wood options here. Personally, I don't know if I like any of them. Maybe the closest one I like is the walnut, but I just don't know if I can go with a wood option on this. Because we've done so many black accents, I'm going to stick with the anodized black on the interior here, even though the anodized silver does give you some contrast. Honestly, I like the standard steering wheel just fine, so we're going to go ahead and keep that. We are going to add some luxury items to this. We are going to add lockable storage, USB charging ports, a phone mount, footwell lights, footwell heater, and a seat step guard. And we are also adding some cockpit bungee cords, so there's a tiny bit of storage. Now here we can go with the completely blacked out look on the inside. However, I'm gonna keep the matte silver just to keep the heat down a little bit, and then also give it that two-tone kind of different look. All right, now there are a ton of different options of things that you can do here on the vehicle. You can add the accessory rails here, which we're going to need so that we can add a little bit of a windshield, and just going with the clear fly screen as they call it. And you can add things to the side blade so that you can add storage to it later. Personally, I think it kind of ruins the look, so I'm gonna leave it off at the expense of being able to carry anything. Now you can add this big luggage rack on the back, however, I think it looks tacky, so I'm going to avoid it. So here's a look at some of the storage that you can put on the side of the vehicle, or this. It's already a compromised vehicle, why try to throw a little bit of luggage at it? All right, so we are going to add the black tonneau cover, and this is actually a really cool thing that Morgan does. You can actually get a photo build record for $802. So there we go, that is my Morgan Super 3, $66,864.58. Not a small amount of money, however, that is a very cool car. So you've got the matte black body, you've got the white gold on the side blade, matching white gold wheels, blacking out as much of the trim as possible, adding the LED headlights and a fly screen. I think this thing is super cool and it would be a great Sunday driver. What do you think of my spec of the Morgan Super 3? And if you like videos like these, please consider subscribing, and I will catch you on the next one.